Peace. It's Wednesday the 27th, making today's math, wisdom, God, all being born to born. Use your wise words to show and prove yourself as God and make that known to those in your circumference. Bring that into existence. Peace. Hey, yo, peace. Welcome back to the Not a Mean Godcast. Lord Jamar.
Digga.
And we are back. We talking about this motherfucker Trump. And he putting the babies in jail.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that all about?
I don't know. I think, looks like modern day slavery to me.
Modern day slavery, huh?
Yeah.
Wasn't that part of the practice of slavery to separate the children?
Absolutely.
From the parents, send them off to one plantation and just to instill more terror and make things more precarious and just upend the whole fucking situation of the family, make things unstable.
Yeah. But apparently he's reversed it, so now they'll be detained together.
First
Thanks,
of all,
Trump.
did y'all see the picture of the detainee center? Harold, put that up for us real quick. They got these people on the floor with looks like tinfoil blankets or some shit like that. Inside what appears to be some sort of, maybe a gymnasium, but then cages inside. I mean, they're already inside. What the fuck are it looks like a dog kennel or some crazy shit. Like
how inhumane.
And they got the babies.
Do you have to be to enforce this practice?
Right. They got the babies doing this. But now it seems like what people were fighting for was the fact that they were separated. Like, that's not enough. Like, how about the treatment of these people? The fact that they're being put into basically makeshift kennels made for humans. Like, now they'll just be together as a family in the kennel.
Well, I mean, we've seen Trump's behavior and heard his rhetoric in regards to people outside of his likeness. People of Haiti, Haiti's a shithole country. Mexicans are bad hombres. I mean, we've heard this from him. Like we already know. It's like we don't have to figure it out. He tweets it every day, like how he feels, what he thinks about people other than rich white people. So, yeah, I'm gonna say. I can't say I'm surprised, but I am appalled that the people around him, like the Congress, Senate, just the people that have to yay or nay the shit he does, I'm just amazed how far shit goes before anybody around him steps in. I guess when they try, they get fired. Every day there's a new cabinet member getting fired or replaced. So it's crazy in the White House.
I mean, I'm not really amazed because I understand the animal and the beast that we're dealing with. At one time I guess it was good for America to be more hypocritical and act one way, but then do something else. Now it's all about
transparency
and just being who the fuck you really are.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
If you're a racist, you can be, now's the time, you can be a proud racist.
Okay, it's all about living your truth and your true self. You see what I'm saying? That's right. The themes they throwing out there, and for them, their true selves and their truth is divine evil. You know what I mean? To be fucking evil.
Yeah, that's some evil shit.
That's just simple. That's just simply what it is, and it's fucking, so I'm not surprised by a lot of the shit. I guess we're just not used to it because we came up in a time where it was more overt. they were trying to hide it. You see? Like, we were born at the
You
time.
mean it wasn't as overt?
Yeah, it wasn't as overt.
Right.
Yes. We were born, you know, in that 60s area. Well, I was in the late 60s, early 70s for you.
Right.
But still, that was a time when things were changing.
Like we were on the heels of civil rights, and we had, you know, we had more positive leaders and role models really standing up for shit.
And we had it, and that was not to cut you off, but that was a time when, you know, it wasn't a good look for racist white people. You know what I mean? It started to be like, you know what, y'all might need to tone that shit down. You know, we don't fuck with blacks, but let's just act like we fuck with them. You know what I mean? So by the time we got into the 80s and the 90s, you know, they were in full swing of like acting like they really fucked with black people, even though they didn't fuck with black people.
But they were secretly shoveling drugs in the community to break us down.
Absolutely. And trying to AIDS, all of this type of shit they were trying to do. Setting up policies to separate the family, all of that type of shit. A woman
Reaganomics.
A woman can get welfare if the man is in the house, all that type of shit. So yeah. But now we're tired. They're tired. They're tired of all that fakery, and why? Why do it? For what? Who are they trying to appease anymore? Like there's not even a lot of, you know, real black organizations out there with any kind of clout that's gonna fucking do anything. You see what I'm saying?
They're actually looking at us like, listen to their music. Listen, they're all, you know.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They're all niggers and thoughts anyway and shit. At least at that time, it was Fight the Power coming on midday.
Exactly.
Like
so
be easy. We're reading books.
Shut them down. Shut them down. Okay? So it's like the fact that there's none of that right now, really. There's no, you know.
On the main stage, really.
On the main stage. They're like, fuck you. We don't have to fucking hide this shit no more. You know what? We racist and we fucking proud of it. Matter of fact, let's fucking elect a motherfucker who really, you know, lets his nuts hang like a real fucking racist. And if you got something to say,
we'll shoot you.
Huh?
I said, and if you got something to say, we'll shoot you.
Come on, because we down with the NRA. That's our fucking shit. Like, you know what I mean? That's American as fucking apple pie. Just as like racism is as American as fucking apple pie. Yeah, but this just shows you like the inhumane, and then for America to like to go to other countries and act like you're some human rights activist, like it's fucking laughable. Like, look at the shit you're doing. But then you're going to act like...
Oh, that's why these other countries, they clown us.
Look what they're doing to their people. We have to go in there and stop it. They're torturing their own people. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, shit is crazy. Shit is crazy.
Super crazy.
What are we moving on to? Where are we at?
Fuck him. Let's talk about some music.
Okay, you want to talk about some music?
Let's talk about some music. We had a lot of dope albums dropped this month. Lot of grown up music. Well, I mean, the Pusha T gave us the rollout.
Pusha T. I was pleasantly surprised when I heard some of that Pusha T music, and I'm talking beat wise. You know, there's all this.
Kanye been in his bag.
Listen, there
and
was
all his crazy.
All this talk about Kanye, and yes, with all the antics, and you know, we haven't heard from a lot from him in a while, and he's been known to experiment with some shit that, you know, motherfuckers is not really fucking with. But I've heard quite a few beats on quite a few projects right now that have touched me. You know what I mean? Emotionally, like, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's dope. That's hip hop.
Yo,
that's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, he
right
been
there.
in his bag, and it's crazy because again with social media and particularly Twitter. But like, you know, if you tweet some like, oh yeah, the Nas album, because Nas album it leaked. It went away, and then for like a day, everybody was like, what happened to the Nas album? And then it was back up. So I don't know if that was like a ploy or maybe just like somebody leaked it too soon because they had the listening party in Queens. They shut the whole of Queensbridge down. But I gotta say, you know, Pusha set it off. Then Kanye dropped.
Well, what do we feel about, first of all, these are all Kanye produced albums. Each one of them has 7 songs. Now, how do we feel about this 7-song theory? Like, does it feel like enough? Does it feel like incomplete thoughts? What do you think?
Well, I think nowadays, being that we are living in such a microwave generation and people's attention spans are really that short, I think 7 is dope because you'll listen to, first of all, 7 is a divine number.
God.
And you know, you can pop in one of these projects and it will repeat about 2-3 times before you realize, like, oh snap, you know, now I'm listening to it over and over again, which is doper than like, okay, what's next? You know, skip. Like, I'm one of those less is more people. Like, I love the shortness. I mean, I believe the technical term for it is an EP, but if we're calling them albums, fine. I mean, aside from the Kanye stuff, hey.
Well, the EP was 5 songs back in the days, really.
Right, and they got stretched to 7.
Okay.
Because I've seen people, you know, say that. So between 5 and 7 is like the margin between EP and album. But aside from Kanye stuff now, Black Thought got a scorcher.
Nah, I didn't hear that.
Oh, Black Thought got a scorcher out
Really?
here. Produced by Ninth Wonder.
Okay.
Hot. Start to finish. Like, definitely, you know, one of my top 5 soloists. And let's see, we have J and B that dropped an album. And I think it's cute. Like, I know they're touring right now. They're having fun together. It's like we're on top of the world. We can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Personally, I felt like, you know, they came to this arc with, you had Beyonce with Lemonade, you had Jay Z with the 444. It's like they're in their super grown up bag now.
Right. Meaningful music and
then they come together and they're just kind of like turned up with all of these like Future inspired / Migo inspired records. And I guess they're having fun. I'm personally, I don't love it. I don't want it. That's not what I personally want to hear from Beyonce and Jay Z. I feel like, you know, y'all went from being super adults to like, I don't know, y'all just came together and became little kids again.
right.
So it was a weird direction for me
Right.
to digest. But Beyonce's rhyming. Beyonce's spitting.
I didn't hear the whole shit, but I heard that song Ape Shit. And yeah, she was going off on that one.
Beyonce's going. It's strange when they collaborate to me, because sometimes I always feel like, okay, Beyonce's in her bag, Jay Z sounds off on this one, or it to me, if I feel like whenever they come together, like somebody seems like they're out of their element. It's either gonna be Beyonce, you know, going in the super ratchet direction, or it's Jay Z being in the like sounding married direction. Like I don't know. Like they have a weird chemistry on music, you know, in music together. For me, I personally prefer them separately with music, but I mean the album's cute.
I mean, they got a couple together. That
no.
like.
I mean, you know, they got some joints. But it's like their brands are just so separate. Like, not that, and I don't mean their business acumen. I mean, when I look at Beyonce, I think debutante. I think, you know, Southern Belle, and then, you know, Jay Z is like this pimp from NYC. And,
well, that's the yin and the yang. That's the balance. It's like.
So when they come together, it's like, I don't know, Beyonce comes like this ratchet New York chick or something, and then Jay Z becomes like this.
It's like this
family countryman. I don't know. Sometimes it throws me off.
Every good girl wants a bad guy,
of course,
to be good for them.
Of course.
and then every bad guy wants a good girl to be bad for them.
Hey, in the words of the great prophet Jay Z, I just want a wife to fuck me like a prostitute.
Okay.
I hear you, Jay.
You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
But just don't fuck everybody else like a prostitute.
I like how you put that. That was very well put. Yeah.
I didn't make that up. I can't take credit for it, but
Okay.
I did hear that somewhere.
No, that makes all that now when you put it in that context, now I can listen to their album with a different appreciation because I guess depending on where you're at and location.
Well, no, I gotta agree with what you're saying. Like when I heard that ape shit, it's like you can't help but like do that little turn up type of move. But it's like at the same time, yes. Do I want to hear that from Beyonce and Jay Z?
Right.
No. No.
And that
I don't.
And that was my initial take. My first listen.
First of all, I want to hear Jay Z on beats. More like what I heard, like Pusha.
Kanye shit.
Like yeah.
I want to. Can I tell you something?
That shit right there from Pusha, that sound like some shit that he would have gave to Jay Z. Since they feuding right now, it's
so
like,
mad that they're feuding.
I'ma give that shit to fucking Pusha. Fuck you, Jay.
Yo, I honestly feel in my heart of hearts that Kanye and Jay Z together, they really bring the best out of each other. I don't think
I swear I could hear Jay on that song all day. What's the name of that song? Do you remember? That Pusha T
These
song
are the
right
games we play.
That shit right there.
I know the song word for word. I don't even know the song titles.
This shit right here.
That shit is dope. I want to say it's called Games We Play.
That's the super chronocriptolite shit.
Yeah, that shit is hard body.
That's that shit I'm talking about.
Pusha's tracks are hard body.
I'm fucking with that.
Cudi, shouts out Kid Cudi, who also dropped another
Games We Play.
Yeah.
That shit right there.
Cudi dropped a Kanye produced track. Well, actually, it's Cudi and Kanye together. It's like a joint album.
Now, even imagine Beyonce was singing on that Games We Play, and Jay Z rhyming on that type. Now, I'd want to hear an album like that.
Now,
you see what I'm saying?
You know what? And I believe that's what it is. I don't want to hear them turned up. Like, I don't mind them on some
real shit.
I don't mind them on some hip hop
yes.
shit. I don't want to hear them
especially
turned
something
up.
dirty like that.
That's the issue that I have.
But give us something like that, bro. I know y'all got it in. You know what I mean?
And that,
fuck all this young boy shit.
And that could possibly, I was gonna say, that could possibly be our bias because I'm pretty sure they're probably making a smash on on radio and commercial. But
absolutely,
we as boom Baptist hip hoppers, if y'all gonna do that, do it this way. Word.
That's real.
That's my critique for that.
So Pusha comes. Then
Pusha sets it off.
Then it was who? Kanye came next?
Then Kanye came.
Haven't heard it yet.
Kanye, I'm gonna say,
hey, y'all gotta pay me to fucking listen to this shit like it's a job, or else I'm gonna listen to it and I fucking get around to it. Go ahead.
And you know what? But that's a good ideology because when you listen to it when everybody else is listening to it and commentating, then you kind of get marred with everybody else's opinion. Like you gotta be.
I'll get to it.
You gotta be in your own space, and that's that. Now for Nas's album, I jumped on it immediately just because I'm a Nas stan. Like Nas is everything.
Well, I listened to Nas because I knew we were going to talk about Nas,
right? And
plus Nas is my Virgo brother.
It did take me a minute to get around to Kid Cudi, but I can.
That's
dig
another
it.
One that I mean I can't sit here and say that I was ever a big Kid Cudi fan. Like I might know one of his songs, the most famous one. Whichever that.
Lonely Stoner?
Yes.
Day and night.
Yeah, it's that Lonely Stoner, guy's friend mine at night. That's the only one I know. But I hear he's a talented dude and he works with Kanye and all of that. I got nothing against him. I'm just saying I don't know his shit like that.
Well, I will say I do think Cudi and Kanye work well together. Maybe even more so than Nas. I'll tell you why. I think Kanye is very unorthodox with his sampling and his beat patterns, and you almost have to be an unorthodox rapper to catch it. I think Pusha got the cream of the crop. Like he was the set it off, and his is just straight Pimpalicious. I think Cudi and as well as Kanye's album, they're both a little, I want to say left of center. So it makes sense. Like I think the union of them two made it make sense. And then when you get to Nas's album, I mean, samples fire, dope fire, rhymes fire. I do feel like
we're gonna talk more
okay,
about
gonna
it.
Break down Nas.
Because,
okay, next segment.
Yeah, next segment we're gonna talk about Nas's album.
Okay.
Not to cut you off.
No. Yeah, because we
not to cut her off.
I know he's not. We have our segmented convo, so we gotta save that.
Which is similar to like these 7 songs. You see what I'm saying? Like why people's attention spans, and I know some of y'all say, "Oh, I don't like when y'all chop it up," but trust me, it's working out better when we chop these segments up. So that's what the fuck we're gonna do. But when we come back, we're going to not only talk about the Nas album and some of the songs that we each personally think stand out. I'd also like, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you're going to see it by the time we come back, is some of the merchandise for the Nas album. Okay, that's being put out by him and Kanye, I believe. Okay. And it has some symbology that's kind of disturbing to some people. Okay. So when we get back, we're going to talk about all of that.
And shouts out to J-Rock from the Black Hippie Crew as well. Dropped another, dropped an album as well.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Somebody said J-Rock has a really tight album.
Tight. Yo, some dope shit out right now.
Listen.
June is killing it.
All right, well, I'm gonna do my due diligence at some point and catch up to all of this shit. But again, I don't like to ride bandwagons with motherfuckers. I like to listen to the shit when I'm ready to listen to it and have my own, objective or subjective opinion. Whatever the fuck we talking about. When we come back, it's Nas on You Know What I Mean Godcast. Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian peace gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours today.